Every year more and more people go missing. Usually they have been abducted by someone or something. This gets more mysterious each and every year. After chasing Bigfoot for years, police detective David Paulides has since become an author. David also is working on a project titled Missing 411. These will be a series of non-fiction books which document the unsolved cases of disappearing people in national park locations. David has continued to piece together clues of people who haven't been found for years. What his conclusion? Many of the victims have similar traits among them when they go missing. There are some interesting factors about each of these victims. From a scientific standpoint, all of them went missing right before a terrible weather event such as a thunderstorm. There are some other oddities such as children being lost in the wilderness only to be discovered days later completely unscathed. They however cannot recall where they've been and for how long they were lost. This seems to point towards a paranormal presence, which may be involved in their abductions. Adding to this strange phenomena, is the fact many of these children were found in extraordinary locations. Only accessible by a helicopter or where adults with climbing gear would struggle to venture through. How did these children manage to reach the top of a cliff or mountain on their own? Another tidbit about these abductions, all of these children were discovered without their shoes. Doesn't this seem odd? When a child or adult goes missing, usually dogs are used to help track the scent of them. However, when this happens many times the animals simply cannot locate them from weather conditions and the scent of other animals and people. Many times, it has been reported that these dogs become unsettled being in the general vicinity of where the person went missing. There must be a reason for this. In a staggering 95% of the cases, bad weather comes along to wash away traces of footprints and other clues. This makes it rather impossible to carry on a search, until the weather permits again. There are simply too many factors to be overlooked when someone goes missing in state parks. Aside from the weather, natural elements should be considered such as swamps, briar patches, berries, boulders and branches etc. The person missing may or may not be healthy. Perhaps they suffer from some sort of illness or are handicapped in some way. Many times unfortunately people are found dead, their bodies are found in dry creek beds most of the time. Yosemite National Park is one of the top spots for people going missing. There are an estimated 1,100 people who simply vanish from federal lands. This is an astronomical number, as these areas are known to have law enforcement present most of the time. While park rangers and other government agencies can be helpful, they may in secret be a part of something bigger or under specific orders. No one in the National Park Service keeps any records of those who have gone missing. This points towards their attitude about abduction cases which are reported about on a national scene. The abductors, human or not, have their motives and they may or may not be working together. These are some statistics about missing people in general. 86% are endangered runaways. 10% are family abductions. 2% lost, injured, or otherwise missing children. 1% are non-family abductions. 1% are critically missing young adults, between ages 18 to 20. Mostly, the people who have disappeared are children from 20 months to 12 years old. The elderly between ages 74 to 85 are the next group who go missing from state parks each year. None of these missing folks were carrying any kind of firearm and only one was using a transponder device of some sort. Further statistics include that 50% of the children who went missing are found dead. The children who are actually found are within so many miles from the area where they went missing originally. It is seemingly impossible for them to have gone the distance they did on their own. The vast majority of these children had dogs with them when they went missing. Parents reported that their children were standing right behind them when they turned around, noticing they were no longer there. Usually these children were wearing bright colorful clothing. The strange fact these children had no scratches of their feet or bruises makes it very strange. Many of the areas people disappeared from had names such as Devil's Gulch, Devil's Lookout, Twin Devil Lake and Devil's Punch Bowl, perhaps named to reflect the evil people have sensed in these places over time. On average, 90,000 people are missing in the USA at any given time. About 51,000 of them are adults and 34,000 are under 18 years old. Around 45,000 people who go missing are male and 41,000 are female. Yearly, 750,000 plus cases are reported about each year. This is something to certainly think about. Be safe, everyone.